Hi, and welcome to my journal flip through. This is a really small journal that I took with me recently to Florida. I chose this accordion book because it's small enough to fit in my bag. Also, we thought we'd only be there about 5 days, so I thought that was going to give me plenty of paper to work on, and this particular book has lovely watercolor paper, so it was nice to work on. I started before I left by painting these shells and cutting them out. And when I cut them out, I like to leave a little line of white paper showing. It just, I don't know, pushes it off the page a little bit, which I really like. So I start my journal with a memory map. This is not accurate by any means, but I put in here the locations that we visited, and I fill it in as we're traveling. I like to include a compass rose. And when I finished this page at home after the trip, it was kind of blank. It needed to be enclosed a little bit. So I added this little graphic element and a border. And you'll notice that this repeats throughout the journal. That's the main concept I want to share with this, is that you can really complete your work when you get home. And if you have empty space or the page just needs to hold together a little bit more, you can add your border or that same graphic element repeated. And some pages are, I'm sitting there sketching more realistically, and this was a page I did from photos. We took a walk through what's called the Museum of Whimsy in Sarasota, and it was, overstimulation for sure. So I just took photos of some of the great tropical leaves and played with that on this spread here. And we did some puzzles, so I put a puzzle down and sketched around it. I like to do these banners for repeating for the different days we were there. This is a contour sketch done on the beach. And then I did have some time at the Ringling Museum to just sit and sketch. It was, just so delicious to have time to work on this. And I did this first with pencil and then went over it with watercolor and pen. A couple of more things here, and then we decided to extend our trip, which worked perfectly with the accordion book. This is the day we were supposed to leave, but we decided to go up closer to St. Petersburg, so we stayed and had a wonderful time up there as well. And I just wanted to point out, doing shells on the beach is absolutely a delightful experience. You'll notice that I left that white line again between the shell and the shadow, and putting shadows under the shells, I think, really pops them out. And here you see the repeated element again. And then a little business card for a restaurant I wanted to remember. And then I started drawing people on the beach, but sadly we got caught in some red tide, so it was really irritating and we took off. And then just to sum up the trip, I did a list of highlights from part 1 and highlights from part 2. And then this was just a cutout from this fabulous glass museum in St. Pete's. So that's my travel journal. I'll put an elastic around it and really love looking at it to bring back all these fond memories.